And then now this whole P. Diddy thing.
Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplishments to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, I think
he has to sing or he
Bro,
goes
also,
to
I'll
jail
tell
for
you
the
one
rest of his
thing.
life. Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Well. It looks like Diddy's legal drama just leveled up, and guess who's been stirring the pot from his podcast? Joe Rogan. Over several episodes with different guests, Joe didn't hold back and has been casually breaking down which celebrities could be heading straight to jail alongside Diddy. And let's be honest, the names being thrown around are shocking. Let's get into it. One person that didn't shock us when she was mentioned was Jennifer Lopez, aka Jenny from the block. When Joe Rogan had Elon Musk on his show, he had a lot to say about Jennifer Lopez.
That
I mean,
speech was terrible.
Like if she's gonna be warning people, why did she never warn anyone about Diddy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole thing is so strange to watch play out.
Let's face it, Elon probably mentioned J-Lo because he was campaigning for Trump back then, but he was low-key saying what everyone's been thinking. I mean, if you dated Diddy during his peak chaos era and came out unscathed, people will start asking questions. In case you've been living under a rock, J-Lo and Diddy were the it couple of the late 90s. We're talking fashion statements and the works. In fact, did you know that J-Lo wore her iconic green dress that made her the most Googled image on earth on her date to the red carpet with Diddy? These two were head over heels for each other. But things took a sharp left in 1999 after a nightclub shooting in NYC. Shots were fired, someone got injured, and boom, J-Lo and Diddy were caught fleeing the scene in a car. Charges were dropped for Jenny, but she made sure to get her man out of jail too by telling everyone that he wasn't involved in the shooting.
Your car drove by, saw a female hand throwing a gun out of the
Ridiculous.
car.
I don't even
You're the
wanna
only
address
female
it.
in the car. You don't want to talk about
Ridiculous.
it? You very confident that Puffy will be found innocent in this trial?
Yes, I will.
You going to testify?
If they need me.
Diddy got acquitted, and his friend and protege at that time, Moses Michael Barrow, aka Shine, was thrown into a 10-year prison sentence, serving 9 of those years behind bars. Fast forward to today, and with Diddy's name tangled in everything, Shine has come out to say that Diddy was actually guilty in 1999, and he took the fall for everything.
I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison.
The issue is people are starting to question if Jennifer was truly innocent and was just defending her man, or if she participated in sending someone innocent to jail. After all, she still dated Diddy for 2 years after that incident before the two split. It didn't seem like she was intimidated by Diddy, so did she know the kind of person he was, and what does that say about her?
That everybody else that's left her, oh, she was too this, she was this, she was that, but Diddy said she was perfect.
Maybe she was meant for the metal.
What happens if you're only perfect for the devil?
J-Lo's connection to that night could open up a whole new legal can of worms. And if the truth about what she knew or didn't know comes out, she might not get away with it this time. This next celebrity is quite shocking. People think that Will Smith and Diddy may be connected. They've crossed paths a few times, mostly at industry events and high-profile parties, but that's where the connection ends. But Jaguar Riot thinks Will was involved in some of Diddy's weird freak-offs, where he openly abused people.
Yeah, no, we gonna pray for Mr. Gray, man. If he needs prayer, I don't even know what's going on.
They trying to sue him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Despite some paparazzi photos of them together, there does not seem to be a solid bond between the two. Will's made it clear that he's got no ties to Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, and he's been outspoken about it. He took the stage at the Observatory North Park in San Diego on December 12th, and during a break in the show, he couldn't resist addressing the memes circulating online that have been trolling his past connection to Diddy.
I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all the memes. I can stop all of that bullshit. Will adds, I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. I do enough of my own shit. Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit.
It was a bizarre moment, really. He was in the middle of his set and then out of nowhere, he starts talking about all the speculation surrounding his name and Diddy. Makes you wonder if there's more to this story than he's letting on, right? Will was quick to deny any involvement in the drama surrounding Diddy, but interestingly, he didn't say much about his son Jaden, who's been tightly connected to this mess too. Back in the day, Jaden had a close relationship with both Justin Bieber and Diddy. Jaden, being around his father's circle, may have been exposed to some of the same toxic environments. But let's be clear, this is all just speculation. There's no proof that Will was involved in anything, and it's all based on rumors circulating in the industry. And you know how many people have been connecting Diddy and Jay-Z lately. For years, folks have whispered that these two weren't just industry peers, they were in deep, especially when it came to business. From nightclubs and clothing lines to other investments, their names have been tangled together in more than a few ventures. That's why Jaguar Wright stirred a lot of controversy during her appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Rather than just Diddy, she extended her allegations to include Jay-Z and Beyonce, claiming they were monsters with hundreds of victims.
Who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
Let's be real, Jay-Z has always played the role of the untouchable mogul, but this man proved it when his legal squad swooped in. They hit up Piers Morgan and basically said, take that video down or get sued. And guess what? Piers folded. He edited the interview and gave an on-air apology to the Carters. The polished businessman has a great media team, but Diddy's downfall has sparked questions about whether Jay was truly in the dark or just smart enough to stay in the shadows. After all, they've both run in the same elite circle, attending the same exclusive parties, working with the same artists, and closing deals that never quite make it into the press. Some are even suggesting that Jay-Z may have benefited from Diddy's mess behind the scenes while keeping his image pristine in public. What do you think? This next celebrity who is in hot water is Cuba Gooding Jr. According to Lil Rod, Diddy's producer, he didn't just introduce him to Cuba on a yacht in January 2023. He allegedly tried to serve him up like a fancy little hors d'oeuvre. That's right. Lil Rod claims Diddy was grooming him to be passed off to Cuba.
Cuban Gooding Jr. was so close to that man, I would thought that was his lady.
Lil Rod didn't hold back. In his lawsuit, he accused Cuba of groping him without consent, saying the actor put his hand on his thigh and tried to push up on him when they were alone. Rod claims he rejected him multiple times, but Cuba kept pushing. The whole encounter allegedly left him shaken and furious. But don't go canceling Cuba just yet. He clapped back real quick. He said he barely knows Diddy, was only on that yacht for a hot minute, and had zero time for any of that nonsense. According to Cuba, he's being dragged into this circus for one reason: money.
How do you fully escape it though? Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is
him,
the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
Do you believe that Cuba has never attended a Diddy party or made any advances? Now everyone's side-eyeing Cuba and wondering what really went down on that boat. Because let's be real, no one casually ends up in the middle of Diddy's ship. Alright, let's get into Stevie J because his name has been floating around this Diddy drama. Now, for those who need a refresher, Stevie J isn't just some love and hip-hop reality show staple. Long before the messy TV fame, he was a Grammy-winning producer and a core member of Diddy's Hitmen production team at Bad Boy Records. Translation? He was in Diddy's inner circle during the wildest, most unhinged years of the Bad Boy empire. What's really raising eyebrows is that Stevie wasn't just a colleague, he was a housemate. Yup, he reportedly lived with Diddy for a period, and that puts him smack in the middle of the chaos that's now been exposed. With all these disturbing accusations surfacing about what went on behind closed doors at Diddy's parties and homes, people are wondering just how much Stevie saw or helped cover up. And let's not pretend he's not enjoying some strategic silence right now. He's not defending Diddy, but he's also not distancing himself. Very, I plead the fifth energy. Adding to the heat is that Stevie J has a long history of questionable behavior himself. Lawsuits, child support drama, alleged drug use, you name it. So when folks online say he's next, it's not coming out of thin air. It's the proximity, the silence, and the messiness of his own track record that are painting a target on his back. It wouldn't be surprising if investigators start asking questions, especially if other insiders start talking and name him as someone who knew too much. Now, to be clear, clear. Stevie J hasn't been charged or publicly accused of anything criminal related to the Diddy scandal yet. But let's be real, the way these dominoes are falling, if Diddy goes down and starts snitching to save himself, people like Stevie better start sweating. For now, the court proceedings surrounding Diddy's mounting legal woes are heating up, and now things are getting even more serious. Jury selection is officially on the horizon. Yup, they're starting to look for jurors, which means this isn't just another media circus. It's heading straight into the courtroom and no one's walking away untouched. So here are some of the stuff the judge would look out for when picking out a juror. First is someone who has a strong heart. Let's be honest, this trial is not for those who are easily intimidated or easily blush at the sight of a suggestive message. We're talking graphic evidence, uncomfortable videos like that infamous Cassie Hotel clip, and adult content. If you're someone who needs a trigger warning for everything, it won't work. The prosecution requires an individual who can endure discomfort and maintain focus on the facts rather than their emotion. Given the nature of the allegations and the fact that jurors have already said they've seen the Cassie footage, the court is carefully screening people with personal experiences of domestic violence. Those traumas can understandably affect how someone views a case. If you've lived it or watched someone close to you suffer through it, you might find it hard to stay objective. The court needs folks who can put emotion aside, even when the details get horrifying. Also, whether you're a die-hard Bad Boy record stan or still bumping I'll Be Missing You during your playlist, you gotta check that at the door. This case isn't about his Billboard hits, his empire, or how he changed hip-hop. It's about whether he committed serious crimes. Also, this case isn't just he said, she said. It involves complex charges, legal jargon, and lots of technical evidence. Jurors need to be able to process all of that without needing a translator. So someone who's intellectually sharp but also has common sense, ideal. You've gotta be able to spot manipulation, see through glitz, and critically evaluate every grainy video and witness testimony thrown your way. Finally, let's talk about age, the sweet spot? Late 30s to 50s. Old enough to remember the rise of Diddy, young enough to keep up with TikTok leaks and Reddit threads. This age group likely grew up with his music, but they're also grown enough to separate the man from the myth. They've seen celebrities rise and fall before, so they won't be dazzled, but they'll also recognize how quick the public can turn. That kind of balance is exactly what both sides hope. That's it, guys. This Diddy drama just keeps giving. From Joe Rogan spilling tea on possible celeb witnesses to J-Lo's shady past creeping back in, and even Cuba Gooding Jr. being name-dropped, this saga is serving courtroom chaos. One thing's for sure, this isn't just a scandal, it's turning into a full-blown reckoning. So leave your comments below. Who do you think is next to be exposed?